in live, man. RespectMyRegion.com. We got a big special guest in the building today. We got Rob Patton, man. Rob, are you still the CMO over there at Green Meadows, or what? You got any new titles these days?
As far as I know, I'm still the CMO over Green Meadows. Absolutely. Head of
My
sales
man
and
says
marketing.
I haven't fired myself or given me a promotion yet. We're still CMO at Green Meadows. You guys, Green Meadows is a dispensary in Southbridge, Massachusetts, right?
That's right. Yep.
We did a tour there back in June last year, I believe. We're coming up, man. It's only 3 months away. Damn, it's already been 9 months. I'm getting old. We did a tour there, guys. It was one of our first updated editions of our North American Weed Tour. They were an unofficial North American Weed Tour style because it was our practice rounds with them. And guys, Rob, his team, they're amazing humans, amazing products, and amazing dispensary. So large, the space that we went to there was such a big store. Great products. I was just telling you offline, Rob, about the vapes. We're going to dive in today. We got a great episode, folks. We're going to talk about, we got another dispensary coming. They're just debuted their Juana Dips product line, which is an infused cannabis pouch. It's similar to the Zen nicotine pouches, which are really popular pretty much at every gas station and smoke shop across the country. But before we get to all that, folks, I got to shout out our sponsor for the RMR Podcast Network. You know, we have a variety of sponsors on our network, folks. We've got Trees, we've got Sparks Can, we've got Infinite Cal, we've got Extract Consultants, we've got King Solomon Nutrient, we've got the Flavor Company. And I wanted to take this time because not one of them is sponsoring this specific episode. They're all helping to bring this together. And Rob is so gracious enough to join and do this episode with me as well. And so thank you, Rob, for joining. Happy Wednesday. Juana Dips. You guys are you launched it a month or two ago, right?
We launched basically 2 months ago. 2 months ago we just launched. Yep. Yeah.
I saw that come across my LinkedIn. I was excited about it. Myself, I've never been addicted to nicotine outside of swishers and blunts, just to be real. And that's not because I was really like cracked out. It was because I'm a Nipsey fan, and Nipsey always said, you know, rolling up a swisher, breaking down a swisher on the front steps, right? So like there's that quote that was like, you know, I needed to smoke swishers with Nip. But nicotine pouches is an alternative to smoking cigarettes. And there's like we've all heard about like, oh, I gotta smoke. It's that the hand to mouth motion, right?
Yeah, that fixation.
Yeah, the mouth fixation. These products are perfect for people that need something, this mouth fixation problem that they have, or maybe they are still, you know, struggling with the nicotine things and they need ultimately this experience. Talk to me about Juana Dips. Why? What are the flavors? What break it down?
Yeah, sure. So, look, we started talking about this a while back, and, you know, especially in, you know, Massachusetts, which is another tough cannabis market throughout the country. I think every company out there is looking for that little pocket that they can succeed in, drive some innovation, bring new customers to their stores, to their brands, what have you. So, you know, the idea came up to, you know, let's see if we can, you know, drive off the success of what Zen has been doing with tobacco-less nicotine pouches. Clearly, they're selling like crazy all across the country, right? Could we develop something like that, right? And so, you know, we looked around and actually we found a company in Colorado that had been producing them. And they're really the only ones we found that had been doing it with a proprietary patented process to develop the actual pouches themselves. And so the company is Juana Dips. And so we actually licensed that technology, that brand, and we brought that out to Massachusetts and launched early January this year. Idea being like, if you're looking for a smokeless alternative, you know, we've seen the success of just even vapes as a starting point, getting away from flour and pre-rolls. Edibles we know are super popular, gummies, chocolates. This is another kind of entrant into that category. I will say, I think, you know, right now it's classified as an edible, right, per the state of Massachusetts, but you're not eating this, right? You're throwing it between your lip and your
It's got to be more of a tincture, no?
It's, I mean, we definitely had the debate with the CCC around that, but look, I think honestly, I think classifying it as an edible is fine. Tincture would have given us some different flexibility in terms of like the dosing and whatnot. But you know, having an edible is fine. I think the subcategory, if I were to try to claim one, would be a dip pouch, right? It's people that are used to Zins, you know, people that you know did chew or in the past or whatever, and like they want that type of product, that's what this is, right? So as of right now, we've got basically one flavor is spearmint, is the only one live right now. Spearmint, I think, is the number one. I believe it's definitely the number one selling Zin flavor. So we're kind of, let's do some research on that and go with what sells. And then flavor number 2, which drops on April 1st of this year, about 3 weeks, is watermelon lime. So that's the next one coming out.
We're getting into the fun flavors. Let's go.
Perfect for spring, summer, bring it wherever. And again, a smokeless alternative that you can throw in anywhere. People trying to get away.
Can you show it? We got to show it?
I do, yeah. So this is the packaging, is what we call the puck, right? Wow. All the COA info on the back. There you go. Juana Dips, spearmint. And then we got 2 offerings right now. We got both of the pucks are 100 milligrams. So you either get 40 pouches of 2.5 mil or the 20 pouches of 5. We're also looking at some high dose options for the medical.
Different dosing options with each pack.
Absolutely, Whoa. Yeah. So if you just want that little micro dose, get a nice light buzz or, whatever you may need, right? Throw one in the lower lip. If you need bigger, do a double decker, throw one in the upper lip as well. Get 10 in there.
He said, hit me with the double decker. The Juana Dip double decker challenge coming in hot, folks. Let's go. How many can we play? Can we play instead of Chubby Bunny? Can we play Juana Dips? we fill my mouth up with as many as I can.
You know what? I don't know if you're going to NECAN next weekend, but if you're there, we'll throw as many as we can, or I'll do it in my pouch pockets as well up here. We'll see if we can get.
I need to see you with the squirrel cheeks. Look at that. So those are the dips. Okay, so they're small. They're not really big.
No, they're narrow. They're just like Zin pouches, honestly. Yeah. The only difference really is you got that little THC marking on there, so just letting you know, there's some in there basically. But then, you can see they're narrow. They fit nice and tight in your gums there.
Now, don't judge me here, but I've never dipped.
No,
never dipped. My whole
first time for everything.
I was in a country college town with a bunch of baseball players and country boys. I grew up in Indiana and Texas where people were dipping at 13, 9 years old. But not me. Not me.
I hear you, man.
My mom was smoking Stokes. She was smoking Virginia Slims, and I think her wife at the time. Her girlfriend at the time, R.I.P. Kathy, she was off the Marlboros 100s or whatever they were.
No, look, I played college baseball, right? So I was surrounded by it, right? Everybody had something in. Yeah, absolutely. But again, the other side of me, I grew up, as with the kind of military family all around, and my grandfather was always big stogies or a big pipe, and smoke filling the dining room, right? He was smoking it all throughout the house. So, who knows if this option existed, maybe not cannabis, but if things like this existed for him back in the day, maybe he might've switched to something else.
Dude, that's so cool. Okay. So I've got some random questions because of the fact, and these aren't random, these apply directly to this, but they're random to me because I've never thought about these things before. I'm smoking a joint right now. I've never dipped. My initial questions, 2 of them that immediately came to me when I saw you hold the little pouch up, is what is it like in terms of like irritating your gums? I feel I've never had anything for a period of time in my gums. Like I've had a hard candy that melts or a gummy that dissolved or, but that's the only thing I can literally think of, or like a tab of acid under my tongue. Like the only things I've ever put in my mouth and like sucked on it for a period of time. What is that like, having something against your gum? How long does someone use it for, I guess?
Yep. So they are fast acting, right? So you're going to feel like, depending on your tolerance level, right, you're going to feel it in probably 10 to 20 minutes. And again, for people that are in the industry that need, 40, 50, 60 milligrams to feel something, maybe this isn't the product for them, right? Maybe this is more of a flavor play, but we all know those people out there that just want that little 5 milligram or even that 2.5 milligram gummy or tablet or whatever. Like this
can we keep it a buck here too? Anybody using or eating edibles or taking something microdose like this that is already a weed person, right? Like they're using weed.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're still gonna smoke and vape and do all the things we do.
Listen, you're gonna
keep it going. This is just to keep the highs going and to have something in your mouth, right? Like that you already do that's healthier.
No,
it's a healthier alternative, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Non-addictive.
Non-addictive, healthier alternative. The other thing I'll say that we're really happy about, right, is I'd say the best reviews that we've gotten about the product have come from Zin users, right? People that are used to throwing this in, that want to have something in there all day long. Or, I'll be honest, I'm out on the road a lot. I keep one in my cup holder and the thing just stares at me. It's like, throw another one in, right? Throw another one in, right? And just keep that going all day long. It's easy, right? I've got it in right now. It's pretty discreet. You can't really tell. This
is actually, Zyn, which respect to Zyn and all of the impact that they've had on helping people, because cancer is a real problem, right?
Yeah.
Respect to Zyn and the impact they've had.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, tobacco is an option for sure. Yeah, for sure.
But the job is not done if people are still taking nicotine.
Job not finished. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can
nicotine makes my stomach flip, and I kind of have bubbly guts and the runs afterwards. People, that's called diarrhea from a product. And what's crazy is if you have enough diarrhea, you can actually have dehydration and kidney problems and lead to other things. So it's like, nicotine is not the solution.
No,
the solution is getting somebody fully decrease off. And this is the final, not necessarily the final stop.
But you think about that idea of weaning off of something, right? This is the way to do that. Absolutely, right?
This is the progression. It's the next door. This is people that are on Zyn could potentially be looking for the next door to open, and it never opens because all they have is more flavors of Zyn.
That's it.
Or smoking, which CBD, hemp, or weed.
Yeah, absolutely.
For those people that have anxiety problems where that wouldn't be a thing, or maybe living in a state or their job, any one of those 3 or 4 realities for people, which are very regular and by the thousands, if not millions, right? We now look at another door that you've opened up, that you literally created. Shout out to Colorado, because I'm familiar with Juana Dips. I wasn't sure if it was the same group, but now that I know it's licensed from them, Colorado has been doing this for a long time. Those guys have been around. And
no, absolutely.
They're the most trusted in the space for we'll call it pouch technology.
Absolutely. And listen, I will say too, the guys that they started with a grow, right? They started with other products. Like it's not like they just said, let's invent something out of the blue because they're scientists or whatever. It was, let's start with our purely crafted, like Heart of Colorado product that's doing well already. How can we dovetail off of that and create something that's popular, but that's also that, healthier smokeless alternative. And again, just even kind of ideologically, they aligned with what we feel at Green Meadows, how to treat, again, because both of our stores right now, and soon to be the third one in Marlboro, are all adult use and medical, right? So you got medical patients that are looking for something different. Even demographically, I'll say, right, when we launch this, as you can imagine, first thought is like, okay, only buyers are going to be males, 21 to 26, right? Maybe 27, 28, or at least predominantly those, right? And yeah, look, over time, I'm sure the data will say that. But it was funny. We launched, and literally day one in our store, the first 3 purchases were females, right? And it's just like, all right, shows what I know, right? It was just like, we had some signs up. They were intrigued. I was like, yeah, I want to try that, right? So fine, bring it on, right? And I think that's what is really exciting about this, is that there is such a broad appeal that, you kind of maybe – you think about Zins, you put them in that little pocket of like, okay, this is where they're successful and that's where they're going to play. But really, if you can find something that crosses demographics, is available at different price points, you got different flavors you can offer. I think that's where, we're going to see cannabis companies really succeed, is if you can find that sort of pocket of innovation, again, to lean in and create something that's new and exciting and works, and people come back for it.
Man, I'm personally really interested in, and I'm not a former Zyn user.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of having something in my mouth over time, 5-10 minutes, that can have flavor, kind of like gum, but without the impact on my teeth from the sugar. Right. This is a sugar-free product.
It is a sugar-free product. There's all these.
Do you guys use like a sweetener or something for something?
Yeah, no. So there's a little bit of sucrose in there. So it does have a little bit. But again, I mean, you've got a little bit of vanilla extract, some peppermint flavoring, a little bit of spearmint flavoring. And again, I mean, it's not unhealthy for you by any means.
Is it just less than a gram of sucrose, or what is it?
I believe it is. Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Yes, right now. I mean, again, at that point, it's like, you do need a little THC for the entourage effect to happen. For something to taste good, we do want some form of sweetener, right?
Exactly. Less than a gram of sugar, less than a gram of sodium, like all that good stuff. So yeah, there's some in there for the flavoring for sure, but yeah, no, we're excited about this, and we're definitely going to keep it rolling.
Come on, man. You guys better tap in, folks. Massachusetts, put your orders in if you're watching this, baby. This is JP checking in live, man. We got Rob Patton, CMO, Green Meadows. Juana Dips is what this episode's about. Green Meadows is their dispensary. It's also where they manufacture it over there in Southbridge. They've been making moves, man. Go to our YouTube channel and go watch the tour. Type in Green Meadows Tour, respect my region, and go check it out. Stop playing games. Make sure you level your life up. Wanna dip your life up. It's not all about rinse your life up. Sometimes you got to wanna dip your life up, man. Hit your wanna dips. You got to get your dips in with your wanna dips. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Okay, Rob. So let's transition a little bit.
Yep.
Well, actually, before we do this, what's the timeline for that watermelon lime again?
April 1st, about 3 weeks.
Oh, baby, we got 2.5 weeks. Come on, let's go.
Again, anyone that's going to be in Nican, I'll have some samples on me, so let me know. I'll hit you up.
Come on, man. What about the non-infused versions?
The non-infused versions, yeah. I mean, I only operate compliantly, you know that. So yeah, no, I'll make sure we get.
I'm not saying for non. I don't want anything off the books. It's like, are there actual non-infused versions? Like, you know how people give out non-infused gummies to try?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So actually, we've talked about doing it and having a couple just like flavor pouches, basically, but we haven't done it yet. Honestly, the team's been focused on just producing, getting this thing out there. Happy to say, in the first 60 days, we're in, I think, just over 60 stores right now already. So again, in this market in Massachusetts, to have something like that and keep that rolling, we're excited about this.
Ooh, I'm just saying, I can see y'all with the flavor pouches as another alternative, because
bring summer option,
bro. If you were a habitual smoker, I'm just again, I smoke joints. There are moments where I feel like I need to smoke it.
Sure.
Where it's not just like I want to do it and kick it and enjoy it. Like, there are moments where I go, bro, like, this is my option for stress right now. Mm-hmm. But then last night I was like, I had a situation and I didn't want to smoke at all. I'm just like, whew, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, but that moment, like, but what would have de-stressed me is just rolling a joint. You know what I mean? And
just that activity of doing it with your hands.
Yes. And so I think about like how cool it would be, because, is Marlboro from Marlboro, Massachusetts? Is that a connection?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll leave that out there. I'll leave that out there. I'll look
I'm not sure. We'll let the audience.
I just wasn't sure if that was the craziest random association there. But I think about that mouth fixation thing. I think about the psychology of people and helping people, and it's just so cool to think about that. And then here in the West Coast, fucking Wild blew up because they had the jars of their Wild gummies non-infused, and it's just so delicious for years.
Yeah, gummies, you see it everywhere, right? And again, actually, we will have some of our gummies available in Nican, the non-infused versions of those at the very least.
Nice.
Yeah, no, so we got that plenty ready to go. But Juana Dips, it's basically, again, the 5 milligram and the 2.5 milligram right now. Got a high dose version on the roadmap, more flavors on the roadmap.
One more time for the people.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Juana Dips, 2.5 milligram option, 40 of them on those. Right, 40 pouches in there. That's one a day, maybe 1.5 or 2 a day if you do it right. And then you got the other option, which is the 5 milligram, right, and only 20 pouches.
Yeah. Yep.
Same color package.
Same color package, and then watermelon lime is going to be hot pink.
Cool, super cool. Watermelon lime is going to be hot pink.
Yeah, I don't have it on me. I'm sorry.
Experimenting with any other flavors prior to these ones being decided on?
We are. We do that in conjunction with the Colorado team, and what I've been told is until official announcements, I'm not allowed to say it under penalty of death. So I'm going to stick with just spearmint and watermelon lime right now. But if you got any ideas, I'm open to it.
Guess we'll have to have you back on.
I'm ready.
Go.
You know that. Anytime for you, Joey.
Come on, man. Let's go. Super cool. The innovation, the curation, the commitment and passion to developing a premium product, proven in Colorado, now available in Massachusetts with another flavor, watermelon lime, available April 1st. Before we transition now to this back to the new dispensary in the Green Meadows convo.
Yeah.
Rob, if they're picking the flavors, which that's okay, right? Colorado's picking, right? If you were to give me 2 flavors, that would be your Christmas crazy wish list, your all-time, now that you're a fan and you like it and you're a former baseball player, what would your 2 flavors be? Okay, that's first.
That's first? Okay. So
it's okay if watermelon lime is also on that list, because that is arguably a top 10 combination of flavors.
So I love that combo. Actually, my personal favorite right now, and I think I got driven to this because of those Celsius energy drinks, that cherry lime flavor. Cherry lime would be like, that's my jam right there. I love anything cherry is fantastic. And then, God, that's a good question. I mean, I think there's a lot of popular kind of like fruitier flavors out there that you could always lean into. You see it in vapes a lot too, like something lemonade is always good. But
is there the option for these to be strain specific?
So that's a good question. I think again, so they originate from distillate, right? So you're really, I mean, anything you're putting in is going to be a flavor combo. And I think again, you look at what Zins are doing with just the flavor offerings that are out there. That's where we're going to lean in first and foremost, I would say. But I mean, are there strain offerings? Is there, obviously you could go the CBD only route, which, Juana Dips is more well known for that. There's a couple different options that you can do. I think introducing a high dose element specifically for the medical market, that's something I definitely would love to see.
That'll be interesting because the form factor is even smaller than beverages.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't need to drink a 12-ounce can.
Right. So I wonder how that as a flavor, how that balancing goes. Because we've been having a lot of conversations with companies about flavors and how they balance that and balance potency and accuracy with a quality flavor and healthy ingredients. Right?
Sure.
All these different things are really important. And finding that's that balancing that science is really difficult.
Absolutely. Yeah. And look, we want to stick to like all natural flavors, that kind of thing. I do think there's probably an opportunity, especially as people get more educated about terpenes. And I know you got a lot of terpene-based sponsors for your program. There's probably some specific terpene combinations that you could influence and infuse these with as well. So again, we'll see. I don't know.
Cherry lime, he said.
I'm going to, that would be my, if I had a vote, that would be my vote, would be cherry lime.
Okay. I will.
Blue Raz. I like Blue Raz. I'm thinking like Gatorade flavors now too. Like
I'm gonna throw two crazy ones out there.
Go for it. Hit me.
I'm gonna do vanilla Coke.
Ooh, all right.
I love Coca-Cola gummies, like candies like that.
Yeah.
The little Asian candies. That taste like Coca-Cola bottles. Those are fire. And then I'm gonna take a page out of Pringles, and we're gonna go pizza flavored. but only that's not a real one. That's for your guys' April Fool's posts.
Okay, all right. Maybe I'll do one puck for you of pepperoni pizza. Maybe
pepperoni pizza. Yeah, because you got to think all you got to do is kind of pulverize a little bit of the specifically pizza Pringle flavor.
Little pizza Pringle. All right, I was thinking those combos. Remember the combos with like the pretzel?
Oh yeah.
That's the pizza flavor I'm thinking. Same idea. Yeah, we'll do combo.
You remember Abel on our team, our videographer.
Oh yeah.
Abel eats pizza anything, and he'll show up on those tours and trips with pizza flavored Pringles too. Just to keep it. I don't know if it's on brand or if he likes it. I think he likes it. Oh, shout out Abel, man. Abel making a cameo in this video. Big shout out to Abel.
I love you, Abel. We miss you, man.
All right, so Rob, pivoting over back to the dispensary, you got a new location coming. What city is it in?
We're going to be in home of the famous Marlboro man, Marlboro, Massachusetts. Okay, is going to be where we're looking to open. We're opening. I would say June, July this year. Looking like in the final stages right now with the state. Build out's almost done. So yeah, looking good for a nice summer opening.
Nice summer opening in Marlboro. You guys are going to slide out there. How big's the dispensary? Is there a number?
Oh God, it's what is it? 2,500 square feet. It's a little bit smaller than the one you saw in Southbridge because that Southbridge one's in the old mill building. Mm-hmm. But this one is built from the ground up by us, freestanding building. And then anyone out in that area knows we're right across the street from the Apex Entertainment Center. Oh, cool. So you got, bars, apartments, hotels, restaurants. There's the Apex Entertainment's got like the go-karts and all the games and everything over there. So there's a Raising Cane's in that area. We got a bunch of restaurants.
Ooh, y'all right there, man. You guys are gonna have all the regular people seeing that weed exists, and all the weed people high
coming to play games,
fed and ready to games. And if they're old enough to drink too, man, let's go, man. That sounds cool.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to pull up on that area the next time we slide out there. We won't. Abel and I won't be at NECAN. We RMR have our 14-year anniversary last month / this month, and thus
come on, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Lots of articles and videos over the years, and blessed to be traveling a lot. And we are going back to our roots. We have an event in Seattle on the 29th, and we have an event here in California in Ventura, up near Santa Barbara on the 18th. And so we just had to really focus up. Big shout out to all our partners and sponsors, man. Adam Ill, the Bakes family who throws Turp Basel in Miami, all the sponsors in Cali, our partners in Washington. West Coast is truly uniting in a big way. And big shout out to Oregon, because Oregon's been working with us a little bit more often than they ever have in the past, and they're
Nice.
rocking with us too. And so, shout out to Massachusetts, all the Massachusetts fans. Man, we got the homie Devin coming out. From
Nice.
Rolling Relief coming out to Hall of
Yeah.
Flowers this next week. I'm so excited for that. We love our Massachusetts fam. The weed there is fire. Rob, you're still smoking? I know, or are you full pouch? Are you fully pouched right now?
I mean, if you see me these days, it's likely I'm throwing a pouch in, but no, I am still smoking as
You're
well.
pouching right now.
I do, yeah. It's still the
I
same.
thought I saw that. Hold up. Are you double dipping?
No, I'm no double decker right now.
Double decker. That's right, the double decker. I love this. This is so much fun. I gotta play the Juana Dip Chubby Bunny. I gotta do that challenge with y'all, man. Just send me an uninfused sample fuck up box or something, so I can please do.
You got it, man. I'll put it in the mail. I'll put it in the mail tomorrow. You got
a double decker. I called it a double dipper. I'm done. I'm so done. That's so funny. For somebody that has never been attracted to that, right? Because they scared us in elementary.
That's awesome. I love that. That's huge.
I'm super excited for another form factor. Big shout out to Juana Dips for the IP. Big shout out to you guys for taking a leap of faith, making a business call to bet on this opportunity and put it through your stores and sell it to the rest of the state. I think it's fucking awesome and badass. The new store, Marlboro, roughly 2,500 square feet. Is it going to be the same brands that you carry in your store, or will you curate the menu a little differently for that town?
No, you know what? I think you'll still see a lot of the same brands that we carry. We got a lot of good partners in the state. Look, we'll mix it up. I think, we have a good, better, best model, right? So you're going to have to find those things, still good product, maybe a little bit more accessible price point, little step up, pay a little bit more, but we still got to have that premium slice as well, right? So, again,
if I'm going to go to the bar and go play some games in that entertainment center, right, in that Apex area, I'm not going, I'll buy some mids to share with other people.
Yeah.
Don't tell them. But I need some fire too, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, pre-rolls, flower, the whole 9 yards, right? It's one thing I've always loved about our dispensary, and shout out my director of retail, Kat Connolly, does an unbelievable job of curating a menu that it's got, everything that you need as far as flower, pre-rolls, vapes, edibles, but then we really do. We've got a variety of beverages. We've got things like the Juana Dips. We've got, transdermal patches, right? Any kind of form factor that you may want.
All the brands and products because you're the big boss marketing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's about that time, Rob.
Uh-oh.
Rob's starting 5.
Ooh.
What's the starting 5 best products in the store? If someone comes in and is like, yo, man, I do all the weed. Hit me with everything. But I want to buy 5 things, and I want to be the best of the best of the best of the best.
Okay.
You guys, you can please include one Green Meadows product in your ecosystem at least.
I'm going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that. God. All right. So I would say I'll start with another brand first. I'll give some love out elsewhere. But let's see. Marma's Bars, the edibles from our partners over at Mission have been absolutely flying. I forget the exact flavors right now that we've got carrying, but those have been doing really, really well, both on the rec and the medical side. Again, that edible in particular has succeeded for us and has been a mainstay on the menu for at least 6 months, maybe upwards of a year now at this point. That's been an unbelievable product for the crowds that we have in Southbridge, Fitchburg, and soon to be Marlboro. In the vape category, I'll get to one of mine in a second. Let's see. I got to give credit to Rove. Rove's been doing really well. They're obviously in a bunch of different states, but they've been a great partner, literally on the shelf with us since day one. February 28th, 2021, when we opened Southbridge, Rove was on the shelf there. We were one of the first partners to bring them in, and we've been working with Davis and team ever since. That's every kind of vape that they've got. Their diamonds have been unbelievable. Shout out to Rove on that. I can't not mention my favorite vape in Massachusetts, which is one that we make, but the Tank. The Tank is our one brand.
You show it at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Tank, usually you know it, and you have your green one, I know, is our standard. For our classics lineup, we've got the new white version. that just came out this year.
Wow.
So the white tank is a 1 gram disposable, optimized airflow, and a custom ceramic coil built by our manufacturing partners for the oil that we produce. So virtually no clogging, no leaking, no issues. You got a recharge port if you need it. But this thing, as you know, Joey, we were saying offline earlier, I mean, you can have that thing hanging around with no charge. It's still good for months. We had a woman message us the other day that she bought one in November, I think it was, and she like found it the other day, and this is probably 2 weeks ago in February, and she just picked it up and hit it, and it was still working fine. Great pull, charge was fantastic. So that thing has been unbelievable for us. It's been a top seller in the Massachusetts market. And again, it's a premium product, right? I know, the race to the bottom is real. Everyone's, trying to figure out how to navigate that the best they can. We've leaned into those areas where there's a little bit of innovation and people are willing to pay a little bit more for a premium product. And I think hardware is one area where you can certainly differentiate amongst your peers if you've got a product that really hits well 100% of the time. And the tank has done that for us. So yeah, got the white tank. That's the 1 grammer. Got flour. I mean, just straight flour right now. Oh man. I mean, I'm gonna give it to one of my own again, because I know my team would kill me if I didn't say it. But we grew a strain when we first launched that people loved as an indica. It was Bubba Kush. It was a pre-98 Bubba Kush. And it's been a while since we've run it. We just did another run of it. And literally today, about 4 hours ago, which may be why it's on my mind, just dropped a batch of that on our menu. Testing is great. I don't have to go in the numbers. We all know that. But the strain itself, it's just that perfect, smooth indica, not too heavy. You're not going to be couch locked. I'm going to say Bubba right now on our menu is probably my favorite flower.
Wow. Okay. I love a good Bubba.
Yeah.
Earthy, cushy, but not super high on the limonene cushiness. It's more on that, we'll call it earthy, more, it's not like they're both not green, but it's like greener versus citrusy in terms of flavor.
Yep.
I guess
you're right. It's 100% right. Absolutely. Almost like coffee ground kind of vibe to it. Almost like that.
Nutty, I think might be the phrase.
Nutty. Yeah. That's a better. Yeah. You're
earthy and nutty. A little bit of that classic pine and myrcene, a little bit of limonene in there, but not as the primary focal terp that you get in a classic Master Kush, Lemon Kush, or just OG. Super dope. I love a good Bubba. There's not enough good Bubba out there. For the dispensaries out there that don't carry your products, for the people there that don't yet know about your brand, or the quality that goes into your brand, can you speak to what really sets your flower or your, the extracts that you create? What truly sets those two categories of products that apart for you guys?
So, I mean, look, from day one, it's always been quality over everything. Right. And even in this market where, you can buy bulk and repackage and sell that, which we do a lot of, right? I mean, that's certainly part of our business model. Quality has got to be first, right? I get people, a lot of partners that'll hit us up and say, like, let's just go into some numbers, right? Like, they want to get an eighth, and I'll say like, hey, I'll work with you on this, maybe on some volume. I can do $10 a unit, right? And they're like, well, look, at my store, I really need it at, $6, $7, $7.50, $8 a unit. And to me, I mean, the easy answer to that, right? Well, the easiest answer is, okay, sure, yeah, we'll drop our price and do that, right? Thankfully, we have not done that, right? I'm not going below that $10 floor, because what I respond to with that ask is, with what I get, or with what I can put in a jar or a bag and sell to you at that price, you don't want to smoke it, right? Nobody should want to smoke it. And whether it's corners being cut or the quality's dropping or whatever it may be, there still has to be a standard quality level that we're giving to our customers. And again, I think a lot of times we forget, even on the rec side, there's a lot of just patience, right? There's people that are using this for a medical reason first and foremost. And so quality has to lead the way. So look, when we select a strain, of course, from a business standpoint, you got to look at yield numbers. You got to look at testing percentages. Is it going to satisfy the mass market? But then on the other end of that, right, is it, is there some unique element to it that's going to satisfy a certain patient that's looking for a certain effect, or there's a certain terpene profile like you were talking about with the Bubba that's just going to resonate with a certain slice of the population. All of that has to go into whatever decisions we make as far as the products we're producing. Again, we're a business, right? We got to do the things that we know are going to sell and sell well. We make a shitload of distillate vapes, right? And we do flavored terps. We do use botanical terps for some strains. We use cannabis terps for some strains, right? We do mix it up and have different offerings. We've got to do what's going to sell, but at the same time, like I think there's still a foundational element of quality. And you know this, Joey, because you come into Green Meadows, and I'll walk you into the back and I won't say a word, right? Talk to any of our employees, talk to any of our team members that have been there with us those last 4 years, and they'll say the same thing, right? There's an immense amount of pride that goes into that. And that's why we've been able to maintain the staff that we've had for as long as we've had, right? Yeah. I think that's core to the business for sure.
There's this aspect of team building and having the right culture. A lot of different factors go into building a quality, profitable business. And it goes way, way deeper than just good products, right? There's a lot of different elements of variables that go into that. It's cool to see how you guys, to have gone behind the scenes and see how you guys were able, operate. And now, of course, even now reaching out to these other brands and bringing them to the state and creating new opportunities in a whole nother way. It's inspiring, and it's proof that it can be done, right? It can be done whatever way makes sense for you. And it can be done in a Marlboro. It can be done in a Southbridge. It can be done in Boston, right? It can be done in a big city or a small town.
And I'll give a nod to you. I mean, we look for a lot of our inspiration. We look west first, right? Because you guys have already done it, right? Whatever we're doing, you guys did it at least 6 months ago, maybe longer, right? And so I remember I had a conversation with one partner maybe about 10 months ago, a year ago, something like that. And they're an MSO. It's got places all over. And they're like, yeah, in Washington State, this product is moving better than anything else. And it was a 2-gram vape with 2 1-gram chambers and a switch that allowed you to go between the two. Mm-hmm. So that was like, okay, that's a genesis for what can we do in Massachusetts, right? With the manufacturing partner that we have that built us the tank, that's, the high performance product. And that was where we developed Stellar, right? So Stellar, we just came out not long ago either. That's the 2-gram option here. So you can see a nice slender 2-gram vape. But then there's that switch on the bottom so that you get that option to smoke what's in either of those 1-gram chambers or blend it for a unique experience, right? So,
and there's you said there's 2 different heating elements for those 2 chambers.
There are. Yeah. We've got an asset. I don't have it on me, of course, about like how it's made basically, essentially. But yeah, within that device, there's 2 1-gram chambers and 2 heating elements. So that when you're setting that middle setting to hit both, you're heating both, and you feel it. I mean, we had to put a custom mouthpiece on there because the prototypes were all burning my mouth. And so, it's a custom developed mouthpiece. It's a little bit different material than the rest of the device, so that you don't feel that heat as much. But then the rip that you get and the cloud that you produce, it's very noticeable that you're getting 2 hits at once in there. That ain't just a single. So yeah, that's been phenomenal for us. We just
double your cannabis intake with each hit. Wow.
I mean, yeah, double your and then throw a couple pouches in while you're doing it. Throw some transdermal patches on your shoulders.
Let's go. This sounds like a motherfucking hump day. Let's go. This sounds like a Wednesday to me, bud.
That's right.
Wow. We're going to get some double dippers going on, double chambers. You guys are all about the 2-for-1, man. I love it, man. That's super cool. Could you do me a solid? Hold that back up when you get one more again. Let's show the people. They can pick this up at your guys' current locations.
Yeah, they got this at our stores and a number of stores throughout the state as well. I don't have the numbers in front of me on that, but a bunch of partners also carrying this. There's the back of it. Got a little,
super cool, man. I love it. And okay, so right now we're talking Juana Dips. Right now we're talking new store locations. You're talking new dual 2-gram chambered vapes. Now, what else you got up your sleeve? You got any other surprises? Anything else you want to share with these people, man? We got about 5 minutes left. Before I give you the entire floor, do you have any other cool random products you guys got coming out? Is there maybe an event you want to talk about, or what you got?
Yeah, no, look. So I'll mention two things really quick. One is so in the tank, we had that lineup in that white one specifically that we call the classics, right? And that's where using cannabis-derived terps for Blue Dream, Pineapple Express, Northern Lights, Granddaddy Perp, those four amongst all the vapes that we produced are consistently our best sellers, right? And the idea being whether you're a connoisseur or you're a newbie, you look up on that menu, like, all right, at least that's a name I remember or I've seen before or I saw the movie or whatever, right? So that has done exceedingly well for us. We're expanding that line on March 24th. We're dropping Classics Volume 2, which is going to be Super Lemon Haze, Jack Hare, and Afghan. So two sativa indica. Yep. And not a lot of Afghan in Massachusetts. So I'm excited to drop that and get some feedback on that and see how that does. And yeah, those will all be available end of this month. So that's, on the product side, that's that. On the other one, or the other thing I'll mention, and as it's close to my heart, is we've got our 501c3 that I operate alongside Green Meadows that we call the Patton Alliance for Veterans.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be Memorial Day. It doesn't have to be Veterans Day. Any time of year, any of our partners want to do something focused on veterans. I love being able to show up there and, I want to come with products and Green Meadows and everything else. But if I can represent what we do as a charity to give back to the veterans that in our country via that alliance and that 501c3 that I operate, we're always thankful to the partners that do that. So I'll do a quick shout out to our partners at Six Bricks that have been partners with us for years and consistently donated to the alliance. Our partners at Bud's Goods and their 3 stores in the state. We recently just did a promo with them where a donation was made to the alliance, and we're lining up another one. And we've got a number of others planned for the rest of this year. And again, look, it makes sense. Memorial Day, Veterans Day are kind of the big kind of tent poles for those. But
those are that's the same thing everybody else is already doing. So to have more impact, do it on the other days. People are super easy. Every holiday you could be doing something like this. Why not?
Every holiday, look, I mean, if you're an operator out there, I guarantee you there are veterans on your staff, right? Like, absolutely. And I'm sure that, veterans make up a significant portion of the customers, certainly that we get at our stores at Green Meadows. And I'm sure it's the same elsewhere, right? Because it's certainly been one of the most impacted populations by opioids and fentanyl and abuse of other types of drugs. And so, if we can do a benefit for them by improving access of cannabis to veterans in a number of ways, via medical programs, via new products like Juana Dips, via whatever it may be, that's what we're here for first and foremost. That was the original company mission, was to improve lives, and specifically the lives of veterans was a portion of that. So we're still sticking to that. And so I can't, sign off with you today without at least mentioning that.
Of course. No, man, I appreciate you for making that commitment. You're good. We talk about where you're at, who you as a person, the business that the way that you guys run and operate, the family history, these are the things we should be doing, right?
Appreciate it.
It might be a little bit easier for some people, but that's where groups like you now exist to make it easier for other people to be involved and to help and have impact and be able to help veterans. And that's powerful. I've got veterans in my family, so I appreciate that. From my own family's perspective, and am happy to encourage people to go support that as well. Where can people go in terms of a website or online to support?
You can find it at greenmeadows.com. You can also gmpav.org, which is Green Meadows Patent Alliance for Veterans.org. All the information's there. We donate to specific veteran charities, both locally where our stores are, but also nationally to Stop Soldier Suicide and the Black Veterans Project. So those have been our core partners there with the PAV for a while now. Look, if anyone ever wants to do anything veteran associated, reach out to me directly on email, text, LinkedIn, whatever. I'm always here for that.
And that's non-cannabis as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. One of our earliest partners with the Alliance was actually Abishan Hardware. They put I think it was 15 of their stores in New England. They put up assets all about the Alliance. They had a whole donation campaign. Cool. And one of the earliest partners we had was Abishan Hardware. So it doesn't matter if you're, a pharmacy, a gas station, or a dispensary.
You want to help support veterans and create opportunities for them. This is a good way to do that.
That's exactly it.
Come on, man. Rob Patton, Green Meadows, impacting the community, supporting veterans, providing quality cannabis manufacturing, great products, bringing brands that are good from other states into the state to create a really exciting opportunity like Juana Dips. doing cool stuff, Rob. I appreciate you for being a guest on today's show. You pretty much just got it all out there and shared all the information. So maybe we'll. Do you have anything that you'd like to share besides what you just shared?
Oh wow. No, I think that's it, right? I mean, I think again, the Juana Dips to me, it's new. It's going to require awareness and education, and again, the response has been phenomenal. And we're excited to keep rolling, roll out some new flavors, and yeah, well, you save the lungs, pack the gums, baby.
Save the lungs, pack the gums. Show them one more time, and we'll get you out of here, brother.
Come
on, baby. Juana Dips. 40 pouches, 2.5 milligrams, 20 pouches, 5 milligrams. Save your lungs, folks. Save your lungs. Or keep smoking and add these in too. Double dip it.
Or do both. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, do both. But whatever you do, make sure you enjoy yourself. And, of course, support Green Meadows. And, Rob, if you happen to go to Massachusetts and you want to slide around and visit dispensaries, highly recommend their stores. The products that they create are top tier. And those tanks deserve to be vaped. So be sure to tap in, folks. I'm Joey J. Ping. This is Rob Patton. This was the 140th episode of the RMR Podcast. Today's episode brought to you guys by all of the RMR Podcast sponsors. I will not name them all again in this one moment, but big shout out to the ones that have been rocking with us the longest. Trees. Big shout out to Extract Consultants for rocking with us heavy. Sparks. I'm just going to name them all. Damien Solomon. Big shout out to Lisa at the Flavor Co. Big shout out to the homies, man. Infinite Cal, Josh. We've got a really great group of people supporting us on this mission. And Rob, you guys are right there alongside the journey with what you guys are doing and what you guys are pushing with the veterans. So big shout out to everybody watching. Talk shit about me, folks.